Guys, I hope you're having a great week. So I'm going to start tackling some of my DIY projects for fall. If you follow me on Instagram, then you probably saw me share this on my stories, but I picked up this set of window clings at Dollar General. I just really liked the design and the colors of this set, but I don't want to use it for window clings. I want to turn this into more of a permanent type of fall decor that I can use around my home. So that's what I'm going to be sharing in this video. Let's get to it. So in trying to figure out what I wanted to use with the window clings to turn it into more of a permanent type of artwork, these small square signs were the perfect size for the two kind of more medium-sized clings. So that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm just going to sand off the glitter and the letters the best that I can, get it as smooth as possible on the surface, and then I'm going to paint. It definitely took some work to get the surface as smooth as I wanted, but I was able to get there. And so I just wiped off the dust, and now I'm ready for paint. And I chose to go with Timeless Gray, which is just an inexpensive acrylic paint. And so I'm going to paint that on until I get the coverage that I want, and I'll just let it dry in between each coat. So while the paint is drying, I decided to go ahead and update these pumpkins, so I'm going to work on that. I just picked these up at Walmart. They came in different shapes, sizes, and were 98 cents. They're just a foam pumpkin, so I thought these would be fun to paint in different colors. The colors that I'm leaning towards are gray, mints, or aqua, and white. That is what I'm really drawn to this year, so I am going to work on that. So I'm going to start with the largest pumpkin, and I chose to go ahead and paint the biggest pumpkin white. And I'm just going to be using a sponge brush to paint them and give it a good coat of paint. And of course I'll have to let it dry because this is going to take a few coats to get the coverage that I want. But I'm really liking how it's looking so far. I just think it looks a lot better, and it will coordinate with the other pieces that I'm working on really well. For the medium-sized pumpkin, I chose to use the same shade of gray, and then for the smaller, more squatty styled pumpkin, I chose to go with a really pretty and bright pop of color, and it was called Key West. I think it took 3 to 4 coats of paint to get the coverage that I wanted on the pumpkins, and I just kind of held on to the stem as I painted, and I did get some paint onto the stems, but I knew I wanted to paint them anyway, so that didn't really matter. They were kind of a dark brown, but I wanted them to be a crisp black, so I did end up painting the stems black as well. The coverage that I wanted and the sign was totally dry, I decided to do kind of a dry run to see what it looked like with the window cling. So I put it in place and I really liked how it looked. So I will be removing the window cling and adding a layer of Mod Podge to make the sign a little more permanent. And then after I have the window cling where I want it onto the sign, I will add another layer of Mod Podge over the entire surface and let that dry, and this sign will be good to go for my fall decor. And I actually made 2 of the signs so that I could use the Hello Fall window cling as well. And so I will be doing this one the same exact way with the Mod Podge. And one thing I found is after you have the layer of Mod Podge on and put on your window cling, you can kind of maneuver it a little bit to get it exactly in the spot that you want while the Mod Podge is still sticky or wet. And so I will be doing a little bit of zhuzhing here and there to get it into the right spot that I want it. And then I'll add the layer of Mod Podge over the top like I did to the first one, and then just let them dry. And of course I have to use the large truck window cling, so I needed something bigger for it to attach to. So I am going to be using this Valentine's Day sign that I picked up at Dollar Tree around Valentine's Day. I'll just be cutting it down to size and turning it into a sign as well. So after I had the sign cut down to size, I just used some sandpaper and sanded down the cut edges. And I will be keeping the top portion as well because I can use that for a project at a later time. Somehow I lost the footage of me cutting the sign. I'm not sure if I hit the wrong button on my camera or what happened, but I didn't end up with it, so I had to just kind of move it along. So I brought the signs back inside, and I will be painting the back side of the sign the same gray. And I did 2 coats of paint onto this sign, and then of course I'll be doing it the same exact way with Mod Podge. I'm really looking forward to start decorating for fall this year. I'm just kind of at the point, I don't know if it's because we've been in the house so much more or what, but I'm just ready for a change in our home decor. So I'm excited about working on that. In fact, at the end of the video, I'm going to be using all of these pieces and creating a fun display. But I would love to know in the comments, when do you start decorating for fall, or have you already started? I decided I wanted to be able to hang this sign as well, so I used my drill to put a couple of holes into the top corners of the sign, and then I'm just going to use some jute string to tie on a hanger. And here is a look at how all of these pieces turned out before I start decorating with them. And I think they turned out great. So I decided to use these pieces on this side table, and I'm just going to use a simple command hook to hang the largest of the 3 signs. And then I'm just going to kind of zhuzh things around until I get them the way that I want them. And it's almost kind of comical watching this video, the way I moved things back and forth here and there. But in the end, it turned out really great. And I had a couple window clings left, so I put one onto my lantern and then one onto the jar of a candle. And as you can see, we have not burnt this candle. It's more just a decor piece. So as a disclaimer, I wouldn't recommend putting anything around a candle and actually burning it. But I didn't like that in this space. I thought it was just a little too much, so I put that elsewhere in my house. But I am absolutely loving how this little area turned out. It's just kind of a glimpse or a taste of getting into the fall decor. I hope you enjoyed this video, maybe got some ideas. And if you did, please give it a like, a thumbs up, a comment to let me know. And thanks for watching.